Three, two, one.
Here we go!
Hello, guys, and welcome to the Sports Shift with me, Ian Marquez. So, we're going to get started with our NFL, all right, guys? We're going to just do a quick recap over what happened last week. Now, obviously, Thursday night game started with a bang. First half was a little slow, but then it was just pure fireworks. Ravens versus the Bengals. Bengals decided to go for two, and we all know the result of that. We're used to the Ravens being on the other side of it, the Ravens being the one going for two over recent years and not getting it. We all know how that went. After that, for the most part, it was pretty predictable. The Chiefs, I don't know how they're doing it, man. Somehow they're surviving undefeated. Patrick Mahomes does not look great. But they're 8-0. The rest of the team is pulling their weight. And I'm sure that he'll step it up once the playoffs come. Patriots, dismantling the Bears. I feel like that's been happening for quite a while. Who knows what's happening over there? Might see a coaching change in the near future. If you come down the line, we know what happened with the Steelers and Washington. Washington looks really good this year. However, the Steelers, never an easy team. They don't make mistakes and let the opponents beat themselves. Do you think they would have gone with it if they didn't get through on that card count? Do you think they would have gone for it? I think they would have. Washington was too good, man. I think they had to go for it there. Steelers putting out the win to maintain top of the division. Big divisional game coming up this weekend for them. And the Saints, my Saints. New coach and Darren Rizzi. Finally, Dennis Allen is gone. Completely banged up. Same thing as last year over there as an infirmary. Never anyone healthy. Chris Olave now another one to go. But they pulled through. I thought the Falcons were going to win it in the end. But it was a very interesting game. I wouldn't say good game. It wasn't high quality. The Saints are moving the ball, but they just couldn't get points on the board. But somehow they found a way to win. Is there still hope for them to win the division? I don't think so, but you never know. That division is the worst in football, so anything can happen. Kind of like the Jets, all in on their future, and it's in shambles. They already got rid of the head coach. What do they do next? I don't know. These Jets, I feel bad for Jets fans. I'm a Saints fan. I've had a couple heartbreaks over recent years, thanks to Steph Diggs and some great officiating against the Rams. But it could be worse. You could be a Jets fan. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, man. Every year, especially over recent years, getting their hopes up. And it just always seems to come crumbling down. Speaking of crumbling, the Panthers almost crumbled the lead against one of the worst teams in football, the New York Giants. What an awful game to take overseas, man. Like, you're really doing the NFL proud over there. But the Panthers hung on to win it for their third win of the season, believe it or not. Thanks to my lovely Saints for giving them one of those. San Francisco is beginning its late season run. We all know how that goes. Players coming back healthy. They have CMC back, and they're going to start making a charge for that division. They also have an important divisional game coming up this weekend. Buffalo, quietly doing their thing, not being flashy, not standing out, but racking up wins, comfortable lead in the division. And I think they're going to take down the Chiefs this weekend. I think Chiefs are going to get the first loss. Buffalo loves to beat the Chiefs in the regular season. And I don't think the Chiefs will mind to get that off their back. They can all relax after that first loss. No more talk about undefeated. And get the show on the road. The Vikings. Are the Vikings regressing to the mean? Sam Darnold had an exceptional start to the season, but that game was riddled with picks. Is Sam Darnold coming back to the Sam Darnold that we know? Or was that a one-off? I guess we'll find out this weekend. Another team that's quietly doing its thing, that is used to falling apart, but slowly but surely they've been going on a run, is the LA Chargers. Justin Herbert is in sublime form. Can they quietly chase down the Chiefs? Who knows? I think things will get a lot more interesting after this weekend. The Philadelphia Eagles dismantling America's team. Being a Cowboys fan must be tough. 6 points. Their season is over. Jerry Jones, I don't know, man. When are you going to give up that team? Give up control of that team. Let them try and win a Super Bowl. They can't even get curtains. Sunlight blocking the players' eyes in 2024. Who would have thought that would be something we're talking about? And then the Lions. I sat down and watched this game. Texans were moving the ball. Jared Goff was throwing picks for fun. And the Texans seems to be in control. Then after halftime, they came out, started to find some rhythm, and the Texans started to stutter. And boy, this team has Dan Campbell written all over it because somehow they found a way. But no team wanted to keep possession of that ball. That was pretty insane, the amount of turnovers in that game. Probably the most I've ever seen in a game. Let's check out how many they had actually. Jared Goff, 5 interceptions. CJ Stroud, 2 interceptions. 7 picks on the one game that I don't bet on picks. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Carlton Davis with 2 picks in one game. Kamara Lassiter with 2 picks in one game. What a crazy game, man. Yeah, that was insane. But Lions still only 1 loss on their record. Are they the best team in the NFC? Can they go all the way this year? They should have gone last year. I can't believe they fell apart in that game against the Niners, man. But it seems like they learned from it. They have that grit all over them. Amon-Ra continuing doing his thing. Sonic and Knuckles in the backfield. Man, they're good. That's such a good running back duo. I'm jealous. All right, coming down to the Monday night game between the Rams and the Dolphins. Dolphins finally getting back to winning ways. Every time Tua plays, I get nervous, man. But the Dolphins getting back to winning ways. Tua doing his thing. Tyreek Hill playing through the wrist injury. And the Rams, Matthew Stafford just keeps getting beat up, man. They need some O-line help. I feel bad for the guy. He went from Detroit, getting beat up over all those years, to come to the Rams. I think if they get healthy, they can't make a run for the playoffs, though. Sean McVay is too tricky. He's too clever, and they'll find a way to get it done. So after wrapping that up, what was the biggest upset of the week? It could have easily been the Chiefs had they not blocked that field goal. I mean, what a play that was. But the Chiefs survived, the Vikings survived. I think I'm going to have to go for the New Orleans Saints, stopping a 7-game losing streak. Feels like a decade ago that they were 2-0. One of the hottest teams in the NFC. But new head coach and team playing with a little bit of life. Tyrann Mathieu coming up with that huge interception. Alvin Kamara doing his thing, taking the whole load of the team. And MVS, what an acquisition that was with 2 touchdowns. Insane playing from MVS. I'm looking forward. Hopefully he can stay healthy to the end of the season because we all know how that goes. But Derek Carr not throwing any picks. I'm always up and down about Derek Carr because he has such a low ceiling. But when he does this, he's consistently taking the underneath ones. Finding MVS, 3 receptions for 109 yards and 2 TDs. That is a good day's work. Take some load off Kamara in the backfield. And then that crucial pick by Tyrann Mathieu. What, do I speak English? They need to be able to stop the running game, though. That's the only issue with my Saints. Bijan Robinson, 20 carries for 116 yards with 2 TDs. That's not a pretty sight. That's not a pretty sight. Against the Browns are going to want to control the line of scrimmage and use the running game. Against Jameis, I think some picks will be involved in this game. I'm pretty confident Jameis is going to throw us a pick. I still prefer him to Derek Carr, but who knows? Maybe they went in the right direction. Looking forward to that game this week. So after that weekend, who was the best team in the league? We're going to start off with the AFC. And after pulling out a tough divisional victory on Thursday night, I'm going to have to go with the Baltimore Ravens. In the NFC, once more digging it out, maintaining the number one seed in the division. Sorry, number one seed in the conference. Yeah, it's got to be the Detroit Lions. They just have that grit about them, finding ways to win, digging it out. Best team in the AFC. Going back to the Baltimore Ravens, I know they don't have the same record as the undefeated Chiefs. However, they just look so much more complete. Lamar is not trying to do it all with the legs, but when necessary, he is doing it. He's being pretty efficient in the air, and I find the only team that's going to beat the Ravens is the Ravens. Once again, when it comes to big decisions, if they do the smart thing and play efficiently, I think they'll be all right and don't beat themselves trying any fancy trick plays, losing yards. They were moving the ball very well against the Bengals, but when it came to penalties and just misplays, that's what kept the game close. But once Lamar James is playing, the hell is Lamar James? But once Lamar Jackson is playing, anything is possible, and we'll see how that goes. They're actually, I think they have it in them this year to beat the Chiefs. I think they could beat the Chiefs in the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. I'm pretty confident. They lost a lot in the playoffs and never seem to have it, but I find they look pretty different this year. They're staying healthy, which is very important. You know, a lot of times with Gus Edwards, J.K. Dobbins, they've had a lot of injuries in the backfield. So once they stay healthy, I'm confident in the Ravens, man. Never thought I'd be saying that. The NFC, I already told you, Detroit Lions, baby. They're finding ways to win even when they're not looking great. The defense, they just lost Aiden Hutchinson. Huge loss. But they're finding ways. They're pressuring the quarterbacks. And I think they have to do it this year because I'm pretty sure they're going to be losing their coordinators after this season. Aaron Glenn is having an insane season with that defense. And Ben Johnson, there's no way he's not a head coach next season. I mean, things he does with that offense, that backfield, freeing up guys like Amon-Ra, Jameson Williams, support Sam Laporta. I mean, they're one of the most well-rounded teams. Some might say the Niners, some might say the Eagles, just because they've been there before. But I'm gonna say the Detroit Lions. Who is gonna make the Super Bowl? Well, right now, just need to see a little bit more. But right now, in Super Bowl play is gonna be the Chiefs and the Lions, with the Lions taking it home. Yeah, I don't think the Chiefs are gonna do the three-peat. I think the Lions have what it takes. I think they're in the weaker conference. I actually think it's harder for the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl than it is for the Lions this year. And I think they can get it done. Thanks for watching my video. Feel free to check out another one. We'll be covering some more sports talk. Otherwise, see you guys later.